Okay, so I just got up. It's like 4:45. I woke up like a well, still has had a rough night. So I've been woke up a lot. And so I still just feel out of it, but man, okay, there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about. But I feel like I'm going late and I feel tired. So anyways, you're having my cup with me. So I made a cup. And I was thinking, I think it's the mushrooms that taste like coffee to me. I bet that's why they put mushrooms in that coffee, that mushroom coffee. There's lots of mushroom coffee, mushroom coffee. And I think the matcha, the tea, anyways, I'm adding all this stuff in for the health benefits because I got all sorts of teas and roots. Like I said, it's probably $150 cup of tea. I'm bougie like that. My health matters. Let's see. Let me think. Because there's a bunch of stuff. I had this crazy dream I want to talk about too. I think the dream must have been promoted from this movie we were watching. So I gotta talk about this movie. Because I watched this other movie that was really cute, an old movie. I was showing her a really old love story one, and I really thought it was cute. It was funny. It's so funny when you go back and watch an old movie and you see the people who are in it, because it's like a lot of them you don't know them back when you see it, and then they get more famous as time goes on. So it's always weird when you watch old movies, but then we watched this other movie. It's a newer one, and I'm never. The new style of movies is just way overstimulating to my mind. Like, I don't know why they have to have so much action. I don't understand why they throw that at people so much. But I think that they're doing it on purpose to do something to their minds because it's extreme. Like, especially when you watch old movies and stuff, and then you watch new ones, and they started doing that. They started doing that action, and then they started putting action and all this stuff, and I've never been able to handle action movies because it was just like my mind was trying to watch the movie like it's going, then this crashes, then that's over here, then this is over there, and it's like it was like too much. My mind was like, everything is over here, over there. It's just like they're not completing. They're just jumping from thing to thing, and so it's like my brain is just like overdoing it. It's like, whoa, I can't handle this. And but it was cool. There was things that were cool because it was accurate. It was kind of representative of what it's like to understand realities. It has like a super good point, and it has a really good point too, is because she's going through through some kind of a device, like an ear thing, and they always have like these movements and stuff, like when you watch OA. And then there's some other shows I've seen, and the people, they'll start doing these movements, and there's a whole thing about like chi and all that stuff, the older ancient kind of movements for energy, I think all has significance, more stuff that's hidden from us. But so this one was a thing that she could use to jump realities, and people could come in that knew her from other realities. It was like the same souls, and they could jump around and stuff. But so she was confused, but she was seeing she had to choose her best timeline. But she was also learning about the darkness that controls the other realities, but not all the realities, because a lot of realities don't have this darkness down here. But that it is a battle to the darkness to get to your best timeline, no doubt about it. And they kept showing how she had these other timelines that were all really good. She was so successful. She was living her best life. And they were saying, you keep picking your worst one. And where she was down and felt bad. And she had all these problems with her daughter. And she was dissatisfied. And but you're always learning. And it was like these other realities were coming in, like Ascension, to teach her about choosing her best timeline and healing these old wounds. And so, but it's a lot of action. It's a lot of fast movement and stuff. But when you can get into the story part of it, then so she's going through, jumping through all of these different realities, but it's going super fast. Like you want to see like more of the reality. But I like that slow pace, kind of let my mind figure it out and watch the you know, I like mysteries and stuff. I just have my brain works different. But so, so it's very fast paced and a lot of fighting because she's actual doing physical fighting with the dark energy. But it's really mental fighting that you have to do with the dark energy. In order to pick your best timeline, you have to battle through the demons in the dark energy to get to your best timeline. Because you're on the timeline of either, I don't love myself, life sucks, everything sucks, nobody's good, or you get on the timeline of, God, I love myself, everything's great, the best life, I'm living my best life, I'm doing so wonderful. And then that's a totally different timeline. And that's what I think is there's all these people who talk different about spirituality, but you gotta remember it's all on perspective, how they perceive. Because I've heard people talking and saying things and explaining them, and I'll sit there and think, what are they talking about? And then I'll realize, oh, they're talking about this, only they're explaining it in a different way because of their perception, how they perceive it, and so then how they translate it. And so but that's beneficial to all the people because we don't all understand the same thing. We're very versatile and variable in our understanding. So it's very important for us to have everybody speaking out, everybody speaking their truth. And it's important for us to all recognize everybody has their own truth. Our truth is our independence. Our truth is our sovereignty. Our truth is us. Our truth is who we are. And there's so many people who are willing to give up their truth, you know, because they want this or want that. And they don't realize that you're giving up all your freedom. You're giving your energy away. It's like, that is choosing a different timeline. But there's just a thing about getting on the ride. Like you're birthed in, you get on the ride and you're on destiny now. This ride is already happening. No matter what things you learn and grow that feel like, oh, magic just happened, I'm on a new timeline. It was always set. It was always going to be that way. That was always going to be the path you chose. It was always going to be, and the path just opens up. But the path was always the one you were going to go on. I know it doesn't make sense, and I know that a lot of stuff is going to make more sense as it goes forward, because it's kind of a hard one to wrap your head around, you know, like we're in this experience that is already set, but we are watching it play out. And it is like the roles you choose is like it's choosing how you maneuver through the experience. Is like choosing your timeline. You're going through it positively or you're going through it negatively. And so and it's lessons on both sides. I mean, you're learning and growing all the time. That's the whole purpose to incarnation, to living. I mean, if we weren't like, I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of like living without ever having any dream or something, because we would be just energy. We would just be energy, doing nothing but just being energy. Like something that powers something, but see, we're intelligent energy. We've got intellect. We're creators. So we create, so we can go and have these experiences, and we can go into different experiences so that we can understand ourselves. So it's, you know, it's important. And just like last night, so I watched that movie, and it was, you know, super cool how it was showing the realities, because I could totally see how they're saying she keeps choosing her lowest reality. Like I could see, like, this is going so much with the ascension, what's going on right now, and about realizing you got to choose your reality. You got to battle the dark. You got to battle this to get to where you want to be. And so it was really cool like that. And then so when I went to bed, and this was weird because I don't know. It was like, I feel like I was in some other reality or something, and then meeting these other people or something. And then all of a sudden we were going somewhere, because I don't even know who these people were. And we were, but it's like I do know them. It's weird. I don't even know how to explain this, because this was really weird. And so I because there's something that it's attached to in my mind that I can't see. It's attached somewhere in here. Maybe when talking about it, it will be like, oh, that's what it is. But it's very strange. But so I was going with it's like 2 other people and my dogs, but both of them are Mastiffs. And we decided that we were going to go outside the ice wall. We were leaving in the boat. And all we had was a raft, like a plastic raft with these 2 Mastiffs and 3 people. And we're going out in this freaking ice cold water. And so we're going fast and we're trying to go through other realities. So and it was like I could see the realities, like how when I got sucked into that one thing, you know, and I could see all the possibilities. And it was like all these lines just so close together, just like cards when you just feather them. It was like all these realities are just right there. And, you know, when I was in the hospital, they kept showing that to me. It was weird because when I was talking to the medium, when I had her come over to talk to me about when my dad died and stuff, and she said that I was seeing, you know, when I was in the hospital, because her and I would talk about spiritual stuff. Like, I've had a couple of people in my life but she was a medium, you know, and so she was an oddball. People thought she was strange. But so she, well, let me think for a second, because what was I about to say? Something, oh yeah, because I had told her about the card thing, and she said, yes, that's what I was shown too. But some of the things, it's like it's like you can get it, but it's like just, like, I get it. It's like all these realities. It's just like shuffling the cards. It's just reality upon reality upon reality. And, you know, your mind, your soul, it's not your mind because you think your mind's your brain. Your mind, your mind's eye, your soul's vision. You can put yourself in any reality, even in being in hell where we are, that we can put ourselves in a happy place in hell. Like what you got to do, and it's a daily thing. It's like every day you got to remind yourself, oh, I can be happy here. This place sucks, but I can do it. I'll get through this. Oh yeah, this one was I gotta finish that dream. But this lady I just saw. So hold on just a sec. So in the dream, I'm going with these 2 people. I think they were men. And it seems like somehow I'm linking this to this other video that I had seen of that person who was going through it was showing on one part, the map, our map, Val, the ice wall. There's places you can get through or something. And so they were going through it, and then on this other side of it has this place called Toth. I think it's T-O-T-H. No, I think it's T-H-O-T-H. Thoth. And it's the name of this land mass that's right outside. And supposedly because General Byrd, wasn't it General? Major Byrd? You know who I'm talking about, that whistleblower Byrd guy who went outside the ice wall, and he said that there was a huge land mass with just full of resources right outside. And so I don't know if that's Thoth. And then where people are saying that that's Melania is really from outside the ice wall, and there's her place that she said where she's from is on the map outside the ice wall. But like, it's not like, I always thought it was like Slovenia or something like that, but it's a different place or something. And I don't know, you know, I mean, to me, some of this stuff, we gotta wait and see how it plays out. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know they're definitely opening up the whole world for us because we've been in the containment for so long. But, you know, we got to see when we come out of our container what everything is. So, but so I kind of feel like in my visual, I was kind of seeing that same thing of where the boat was going. But some of the stuff, when I would look out of the boat, it wasn't just like big giant ice and stuff. It was like a lot of stuff though. But it seemed like it was like, I don't know. It was weird because it never in the dream was I thinking I was in the cold. But I knew I was out way, way out in the ocean, and we were going through lines, like what I was saying. And so we were going through different portals, because it's like if you think about the realities, all the realities have to have a portal, have to have an entry. So they all have a hole in their space and time to enter. So you have to be able to have an entryway. And like here, you know, where we are, there's tons of portals. They're all over the place. And, you know, there are tons all over in the forest and stuff. They're so funny now because you're hearing so many more people. You know, I think there's portals in the forest. You know, I think there's weird stuff in the forest. You know, I think there's, I just saw a video the other day of this trucker, and he was saying he was, I don't remember, he was driving, it was way out somewhere, and something happened, his truck wasn't working good, so he had to pull over, and there was no one, nowhere, anywhere. And so we had to get out and do some tweaking on a wheel or something for a brake or something. And so he's out working on his thing, and he said he was really getting the creeps, and he was surrounded by forest. And he kept getting the creeps, and he kept looking out, and he kept feeling like somebody was watching him. And so then he hurried and finished his thing and got in his truck and started driving. And hold on. Oh, that's weird how much that tastes like coffee. That he was, as he started to drive off, this wolf creature comes running up to the side of his car. And he said this thing was fucking so huge, you wouldn't believe it. And he was like, it was like a wolf, but it was on 2 feet. And it was running next to him. So he's like just taken off in his truck. He said he was going like 25, trying to get going to go up this hill or something. And this beast comes running out. And so it's pacing him. It's running right alongside his truck. And you know how high trucks are. And he said the face was right up in the window, like he could see like from here up. So he said this thing had to be like 9 or 10 feet tall. He said it was fucking huge. He said its head took up like this whole window, and he said it looked like a wolf. But he said it wasn't like an animal. He said it kept looking at him, and it was making eye contact, and it was also, and the guy was freaking out. You know, you're driving, it's like, fuck, come on, car. And this thing's just pacing right along with him, looking in his car, looking around, looking at him. And he said the whole time he's looking at him, he's like, he could just sense evil. He just felt like this thing wants to fucking kill me. And so he, what did he do? He did, now I've got 2 things merging in my mind again. Because did I see another video where something happened next to their car because they were going to turn around and go run over it? Now I was like, was that the trucker? Did he say he was going to run over it? Because something happened. I don't know. Maybe, man, I'd have to go back and watch the video again. But something happened. I know he didn't, he hit it or something. Something happened that he hit it or something. Then I think he wanted, man, what am I getting mixed up? Because I swear to God, there was one that was going to turn around and go back, and then they couldn't find it, but they were going to run over it. And it seems like it would be the trucker, but I'm trying to see a truck turning around like that on this little road, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. That must be 2 different videos I'm merging. Because I keep hearing all these crazy supernatural stories. There's so many supernatural stories out there. People are having so many supernatural experiences. The sky, like there's a fucking giant-ass blue diamond thing that went above Albuquerque. Like, I don't know if it's a spaceship. There's a lot of shows going on. The whole thing is to get people to wake up. So there's just a lot of stuff going on everywhere. And but a lot of people keep doing videos of these crazy supernatural experiences that they keep having. And but that was creepy. And that's what I'm telling you. That's what's in the fucking forest. I don't know. It's weird how I think that they are constantly telling people, like not telling people that it's not safe. Like even the National Forest, you know, which in the first movie that we watched, The Little Love Story, they went out and they spent the night in the National Forest, and they didn't know they were in the National Forest. They just thought they were in the desert or something. And so they were sleeping naked in the back of their car, and a sheriff guy comes up and knocks on the window and tells them they need to get out and go, and there's a family over here, and they're like, you're in a national park. And I was just like, the way that they try, you're in a national park, act like you have some dignity or something. It's like, man, look at the fucking programming, man. But the national parks are like contained areas that are, you know, open portals. Like beings are all over in these national parks. It's like places that they are allowed to be, and we're not allowed to go in and build. So then the government's like, you're not, oh, this is our national park. We love this place. This is our special place. It's like, oh, fuck off, you liar and sons of sacks of shit. You're fucking, I couldn't decide between sons of bitches or sacks of shit. They're both. And so it was like, you know, that's their protected area for, you know, the portals, I guess. And they can't, and they don't know how to go through a portal, because that's why they made CERN, you know, so they're trying to create one. It's like, it's by vibration. And you have to be higher vibration to go into a lower vibration. That's how we can even be birthed into those places. We have to be higher to go into lower. You can't be lower and then just jump into higher. And even if our spirit is higher, we're in a containment that makes us into a lower. So we're contained. And so it's like you're birthed in and you're contained, and you got to go through your experience. But then when you get out of it, then you're like, woo, that was a fucking ride, I'll tell you. Because then when you get out of it, you remember like, oh, that's not real. I was just in a dream. I was just in a story. I was just playing a game. So, okay, so let me think. So the portals are all over. I've said that about a zillion times. Stay out of the fucking forest unless you want to get eaten. Especially right now. It's like, I can't believe how many people, whoa, sorry. I can't believe how many people, the Bigfoot sighting here, you know, there's Mothman's been sighted. Mothman's back. It's like they're all coming. All the creatures. Dragons have been sighted. Everything has been supernatural. We got fairies. We got everybody everywhere. So there will be no denying. But that's how, you know, the creatures used to live. Everything used to live together in harmony. That's, you know, we're going to go back to living in harmony with everything, which will be great. But it's only going to be the, you know, the souls that are ready for it. You know, souls that don't want to do that. They want to stay in these hard-ass games, and they will stay in them. They'll keep doing them for however long until they learn the lessons or raise their vibration or whatever. It's like you can't get too hung up on what all the other souls, you know, because like, fuck. It's like you start becoming like you're going to be somebody's walker or something. Here, just lean on me. Y'all get you through it. And, you know, where I'm always trying to get my kids to see this or see that. Like, wake up, wake up. It's just like, it's impossible. Even if you tell them things, and not trying to just get them to wake up. It's just anything that's outside of their reality. It's, no. But my one daughter, she did message me yesterday and apologize. She said, I'm really not trying to step on your boundaries. You just take it wrong. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm real fucking tired of being, you know, minimized into when I say something like, oh, you're just a racist. Oh, you're just this. Oh, you're just that. It's like, obviously you don't even know me, or you wouldn't even say that shit. So, okay. Just a second, let me drink some of this real quick. So this morning, since I got up so late, I had just went on there for a second, because I already had that stuff in the reality going in my head, and that dream. Because in the dream we were going, and we just kept going, and it was so small in there, and Stella is like over in this little like ball. And this is the strangest thing. It's like, sometimes when you dream, you're just like, what was I thinking? Like, what the fuck? How would this have even made sense? And then I started thinking, well, what would I do really? I really should get a big boat. I've been saying I should get a boat for a while, but I started thinking, well, if I got a big raft, and then I did the, you know, started thinking. So, but in this one, it was kind of like the raft was kind of like sinking down in the middle. We're all just like sitting there just going, like, let's go to the other reality. We're going through these it's just like these lines and bouncing through the water. And then all of a sudden Stella gets uncomfortable and she needs to get up. It was probably, she was really doing that, and it went into my dream. But so she was uncomfortable and she needed to get up and she needed to move around. And then I started thinking, well, how's she gonna go to the bathroom? How are they gonna, like, she can't just get in the water. Like, what in the world? What am I thinking? Like, that's what I started doing in the dream. And then I woke up, and maybe it was because she was stirring. It brought me to logic or something. I don't know. But it was very strange, and it just kept going and going. And it just kept going in the water. So I don't know. It just kind of merged with, that was like the other reality show brought up that. I don't even know how it went in like that. I don't even know. But there was some other dreams too I was having that I was thinking, because when I woke up I was thinking, man, I don't even fucking have dreams like I used to. Like, this is weird. It's just kind of, that's he makes those noises when he's sleeping sometimes. He is he's a handful, I'll tell ya. Boy, you gotta be careful what you ask for. Let me think. Okay, so, oh yeah, okay. So yesterday, too, I was just sitting here. Well, I went to the store yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck happened about my video. That was so weird, because I kept trying to think, like, how in the world did that happen? Because I got up in the morning, and I did my video, just like normal. And then I started downloading it, and then I got up and started getting ready. I looked up when the grocery store opened, and it was about to be opening, so I thought, well, I'm just going to take a shower and just hurry up and get up there and go get my stuff. So I run in, take a shower, and get dressed, and take off and go to the store. And when I was driving, it was just like, oh my gosh, it was, I don't know, it was just, I turned up my music, and I was just, I felt just joyous. And I started seeing, what are the geese? But the first one I saw was this one flying by itself that caught my attention, and geese are paired up. They mate for life. So when you see one by itself, it's sad. You know, they lost their partner probably, unless they're a young one that hasn't partnered up yet. But, you know, just sad, because like, think of the young ones, I think they stay in their flock. I don't know. When I see one, I always think, oh, he lost his partner. He's flying around by himself. And so I started yelling out at him, I love you, love you. I'm like screaming out, and I was thinking, you know, because how the geese go over us and always bonk, 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 bonk. I love the geese. And then plus I live right up here by Canada, so we get a lot of them in the transition, you know, and they're moving. And so so I saw that one, you know, I'm yelling, I love you, love you, love you. I'm trying to do like how they do, love, love you, love you. And I started saying something else to it, and I was yelling. I was having so much fun doing it. Like, I'm communicating with the geese. I know he can hear me. He can feel me. He knows I love him. And so then it was like the universe just brought me a zillion geese. It was the fucking coolest thing. It just started being geese everywhere. The sky was so trippy. When I got down off the hill, I had to pull over and do some videos, because right as I was coming out of the forest around the hill and went down, all of a sudden the sky opened up and I could see the sky, and it was like it was like all this separate skies. It was weird. It was like this one big blue stripe of sky, then you had this other one over here. It was like Neapolitan sky. And so I had to get video, of course. And so then when I started to try and look at it all, I was like, oh my God, this is so wild over here. And then the videos never show how wild it really looks. And so I was just like, oh my God, the sky is so crazy. And then there was geese everywhere. And then, and I'm yelling at all the geese, love you, love. I'm honking back at them. And I was just having so much fun doing it. It's like, you got to do fun things like that. You got to be silly. You can't just always be uptight and always like, well, that's like trying to be too aristocrat. Well, that's not proper. Like, I'm not proper. And so I'm, you know, yelling at them and stuff. And so then I get down and, oh yeah, because first I went to the store, and then I decided, well, I'm going to drive down. I had to drive past this lake, and so the lake had it wasn't like a lake. It was more like I don't know, a reservoir, a pond or something that a bunch of houses are built around. It wasn't like a giant ass lake, but it was a big water thing and a bunch of houses built around it. It was really big. And so it's over to the side, but this was the coolest fucking thing. And so I was on the highway, so I couldn't stop and get footage, because I fucking would have. This was like magic. I couldn't believe it. It was so fucking cool. So and I saw this a couple times while I was driving yesterday. So many fucking birds. But so at first I see them, and I see just this huge ton of birds, and they're doing this giant loop around, going all together. And it's like a couple of loops, and it's huge, so many birds, and that catches your attention first. And the way that they're turning and stuff, and they must have been like white geese or something. Like, I thought all the geese were brown. Maybe they were, I don't know, maybe they were swans. I don't think so. I don't know. I've seen some swans down there, but I'm not. Do swans swim around like that? I mean, fly around like that? Like, I don't know. They were acting like geese, but I'd seen some that were just white. So I don't know. I'm not a bird expert, that's for fucking sure. So this huge thing of these giant birds all together doing these big loops. And so then as you're seeing this, as you're going, you can see all this action going. It's fucking cool as fuck. And the way the birds would turn, it would look like glistening or something. It was really cool. It was very, if you like a lot of stimulation, it was fucking cool as fuck. And it was natural, and it was in the sky. And so then as you're getting up closer, you see it's all the whole water, and they're all moving and going, and I can't even tell you how fucking cool this was. It was like more birds than I've ever seen in one place. They're all moving together in these ways. They're coming up off the water, turning it. It was so fucking sparkly, and all of them, it was magic. And the way they kept going, at first I thought, oh my God, the birds are going wild when I saw them. And I was like, wonder what this means, because all the birds are going. And then when I got up there, and they were all, I've never seen anything like it. It was so fucking cool. That was like made my day. I was so excited. And so then, I'm driving home. I went down this other road, and when I went down this other road, because I was going down this, it was really weird. Because when I was driving, all of a sudden I'd be on a road, and I'd be like, where the fuck am I? I don't know where the fuck I am. This is weird. Nothing looks familiar. I've had this happen so much in my brain injury. So there's so many times where I'm just like, okay, this is the right road. What I started doing was, I'll look for like landmarks. And so I'll look for landmarks. Like I said, I'll do that around my house or something, like to use for reminders. So I'll find things that use as reminders. So when I'm going, that I will know that I'm at the right place. So I'll be like, oh, okay, that's there. No, okay, you're on the right road. Like, I don't know, it looks different. But, and when I very first got my brain injury, I was even in a mall. This was sad, man. Because I was in a mall. I went to Sears or something. I think I went with my daughter. We were looking at coats or something. I don't know. I just remember I was in Sears, and then I was by myself, and I had no idea where I was. I had no idea how to get out of there. And I felt super panicked. Like, I think I might have even started crying. Not like bawling, but like tears going down my eyes, just because. And it wasn't, I knew I was in a mall. I knew I could get out of the store. But it is that, realizing you're different, realizing that something's changed is like, to go into the store and suddenly feel lost and not know where you are was a very unfamiliar feeling. So it was like, oh my God, something's really wrong with me now. Something's wrong. It was a lot, after getting the brain injury, it was a lot, like, anybody, like, I've met a lot of people since who are fresh into their brain injury, and people just don't know how, it's a long battle and some people don't make it. Some people lose themselves. The brain, you have to pull it in. You have to get mind control. You have to control everything. You have to control your impulses. You have to control your emotions. That is mind control. That is a mastery. That is what we're working on. That is the ascension, enlightenment, the mastery of the mind. And so all of these different things that you go through are to give you that skill. But you got to go through all of the different experiences to promote you to grow that gift, of insight and what is foresight's coming into my mind. But anyways, you know what I'm saying about it changes your like, I don't know. I just feel like, fuck, so many people just don't even know what this place is, what they're doing here, why they're even alive, or anything. And it's a way different way of living. Like, it's just so different. So, and Bold Glamour, I mean, she's just, she's not being too affected by anything, like, as of late, but we'll see. Because then she, this morning, was just talking about the, what the Dems are going to do to win the election. We got this year that we're going to be, I was like, oh my God, come on, people, with this fucking shit. Just stay hooked on it. This is our only hope. This is our choice. This is how we move forward. We just get the right people in office, and then everything goes back great. We get the people I approve of, and then everything's great. It's like, no, that's not the way it's going to work. It's going to work, and you're going to have to be in a community that you fit into. If all your whole group of people, and there's going to have to be, some of y'all are going to have to step into roles. You can't just be waiting for somebody else to make your rules for you all the time. So there's a big change over being ruled and not being ruled. And so many people just want you to continue being ruled with them. And I'm not gonna. Fuck off with this shit. And, and I'm all for the republic. I'm all for the freedom. I don't want anything to do with the corporate overreach. I don't want anything to do with control. I don't want anything to do with their fucking, I don't want anything to do with their fucking media, with their fucking police force. None of their shit. I want nothing of it. And I really need to learn all of the codes and stuff. So if they do pull up on me, that I can start spewing the codes of my independence. So I've got to look up those code numbers or something. I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like this has got to be over soon. Like, come on. It's got to be over soon. So yesterday, I get back. We get all the groceries put away and everything, and doing the dogs and just doing regular old stuff. And I don't know, because I had taken my trash can in when I got home. So I put my trash can in, and so it was after I got home this happened, and I didn't see it or anything. The dogs didn't see it or anything. So I'm sitting here, and I don't know, all of a sudden my neighbor sends me a video and a message. He sends me a video of their doorbell camera, which he's done before when somebody's messing around over at my house. And so he sent me this doorbell footage, and his wife was outside getting their trash cans. So in the doorbell footage, you see her walk out and get her trash can and turn around and start to go, and a white sedan pulls up, like next to her, because her driveway is across from my driveway, and pulls up next to her, and so catches our attention, and she looks over and she sees that they're just sitting there filming my house. And so she said, that was weird. You need to tell Kelly this car pulled up and is sitting there filming her house. And so I saw that. I was like, fuck. I had written a cease and desist and told them to not, that they can't harass me and that they can't be sending their realtors and shit over here. And so I don't know if that's it. That's how overstepping that these people are in the truck. If that was the same thing with the truck, it pulled up at the end of my driveway and stared me down like he's going to come and kick my ass or something. And I don't know if these are gang stalkers trying to intimidate me. If it's, I don't know, for all I fucking know, Secret Service pulling up to, get footage so they can figure out how to get the fucking Hamas people in my house. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's so fucking weird, all this shit going on. So I don't know. They sent me, I got a thing in the mail from a lawyer, but it's like not a real letter. It's like an advertisement letter or something, but it's personally to me. And so they have like a formatted letter, and then they just put your name on it or something. And it told me that they would help me out of my foreclosure. I can do mediation and mitigation or some kind of shit like that. Pull me into the legal corporation. No, I don't know. I'm breaking free from your bullshit. I don't want anything to do with your fucking judges and shit. I've fucking already been to court over my whole fucking life when they took it away from me. So fuck off with your shit and your judges and shit. I want nothing to do with your corrupt bullshit. And and lawyers that are sitting there, you're part of the fucking corporation, dude. I'm all about the republic. So you can piss off. And, you know, it comes down to it. I'll fucking move to a freedom city. You know, this split is going to stay. And we're going to have these people who are just continue to stay in the corporation. I'm not. If it comes down to that the corporation and the republic, people have to split into two different places, then I will. But I think the corporation's all being arrested. I don't think that, because the corporation was doing so many illegal things. So many illegal things. Like, I can't even fucking believe when people share the news footage on TikTok, there's so many arrests and shit happening in local places when people are sharing their local news. There's so much shit of sheriffs, teachers, CPS, all sorts of arrests are being made everywhere. So all these people are going down, and that these ones that keep pushing about Whatcom County. So I don't know. I don't think that they're respecting my cease and desist. And they're saying, no, we're taking your house. You can piss off. It's like, that's how aggressive these people are, the corporation. They think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Just like them going and taking my daughter's car when it's like got 3 payments left, and they go and take it. Like, you've paid all their interest, because even if you say, well, I paid like $15,000, you know how much interest you paid? You've paid like $30,000 for this motherfucking car. And then they're going to take it from you and say, well, you didn't make that last payment. It's like, this is some fucking bullshit, man. We're dealing with gangsters, and they are going to hold on to their money, you know. They're a bunch of fucking knee breakers. And I'm not, you know, this is just fucking bullshit. I swear, I feel like I'm just being harassed so much all the time. These fucking people pulling up at the end of their driveway. I'm so glad I got a fence, though, and I'm so happy I got those no trespassing signs. So glad I did that, even though the fucking electricity guy, the power, it wasn't even, I don't think he worked for the power company. I think that they hired like some, you know, just put an ad out, we need people for this job, and just subcontracted it out kind of, and sent these guys out to just go put these smart meters on everybody's house, because he just came right on in. Like, I was shocked, because I was ignoring him. He was outside the gate. I was like, oh, fuck off. I'm so sick of these people coming. You're not invited. I didn't invite you here. I don't know you. Why in the world would you show up here? And so he just moseyed on into my yard, you know, when I walk out to see, like, what the fuck? This truck is sitting behind my car. My gate is open. And so I go out there, and he's just busy working on the side of my house. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just putting on one of these smart meters. I'm like, no, I don't want a smart meter. Which I swear to God, I think that's why they're not putting enough power into my house to heat up my dryer and my oven. I think they did something to fuck up my oven. I did turn off all the breakers and try and reset it. It just went right back to F9. So it's like, because before, I don't know, I'm just fucking sick of all this shit, man, I'll tell you. This is just like, you gotta power through, keep going, stay strong, keep going. You know, and he's, oh, I'm just putting on the smart meter. Like, no, fuck off. No, take your smart meter and get the hell out. And he keeps apologizing. He's super nice and stuff, which is like, yeah, you better carry that personality breaking into people's property. Around here, you're gonna get yourself shot. I'll tell you that. These people don't fucking care. And it's so crazy because they did it to all these houses while everybody's at work. They just went up and put them on everybody's houses. So I'm getting all of that. All of everybody's house has it on me. And when they were doing the studies of them because they first did, I think the first one was like in Sacramento. And the woman who was in that town that they started the smart meter test, she was out there all over the place, speaking out. You know, she was surely silenced all over, but I did see her. And it was years ago, though. And it was like more when I was first waking up. So I had seen her, and she was saying that It just gives everybody cancer. It just makes everybody, because the radiation stuff coming out of them and how far it reaches. And so since I have it at that house, me not having one doesn't really make that much difference. I don't want one though because of this control, but they're still showing that they've got control. So, you know, it's all just bullshit. But everybody around me's got the goddamn smart meters, so we're all being radiated. We're all being fucking radiated with this shit. So, anyways, you know, once it worked and they got everybody sick and dying in this one place, and they're like, hell yeah, let's go. Put them on everybody's house. We want everybody to be sick. If they die, well, we don't need very many of them anyways. We just need some of them to buy our medicine so we can be rich and fat and happy. Okay, so I had my own ordeal with the fucking people keep showing up at my fucking house, and I'm still just really weirded out about the one guy who's like trying to show me this badge thing. It had to be a badge. It couldn't be a card, because why would you pull up and show a card? And why wouldn't you just put the card in the mailbox, or even ask, well, do you know Kelly Hart? Why would they just say, are you? And then keep arguing with me? Because they already fucking knew, but they could have left a card. They could have, you know, they didn't leave any information of anything. And when he was holding that thing up, like, why would you hold something up if it was a card? Why wouldn't you just hold up a card like, oh, well, could you leave this in case, you know, we ever hear from her or something? We'd like to talk to her, but to show me this badge, real intimidating, to show me both sides, because it wasn't like a badge like a police badge, but it definitely had some emblem on one side and then another side. But that's what the Secret Services were like. They were similar to the ones like I had at the hospital, that we'd have to go in and get our picture. And on the hospital ones, we had our mission statement and the emblem on one side, and you know, the other side had your floor, your position, and your picture, and then at the top it would have the name of the hospital too. That's what it was kind of more like a badge like that. That's what made me think, like, is this more Secret Service shit? Like, I don't know. And so anyways, this lady that I just seen. So when I got up, you know, I thought, well, let's go on TikTok for a sec real quick. Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. Okay, let me finish that first. Because, so I got up in the morning and I did my video. And then I started it going. And then I left after I got done and it wasn't finished downloading. And I was like, fuck. Sometimes when I go out and I get out in the city, it will download a lot faster on the other Wi-Fi that's out in the city, because mine is so much more limited in the forest. And so it's always like, well, it might, but then sometimes I'll come home and it just stopped. It stopped downloading, has to start over. So I got back home and I went to look and it had done that. It had totally stopped and it had to start back over. And so then I thought, well, fuck, because sometimes when it does that, it'll just sit there for hours and not do shit. And so then I thought, well, I'll start another one, and then sometimes it will push the other one. I'm learning all these little techniques on their little stuff. And so then I started another one, and so then it just went into waiting. It was just sitting there waiting, and it started pushing the other one, and it started going. So I took off the one that was waiting, and I didn't do it. It just started the original one back over and kept uploading it. And so then it finished, I think it was around 2:30, and it had like 30 views or something. And so I think it had been a couple of hours, and somebody, I think it might have been Jeremiah, I can't remember now who it was, because they came on and they said, hey Kelly, I think you downloaded the same video from 2 days ago. I was like, oh shit. Like I went on and looked, I was like, oh my God, how in the world did I do that? And so I thought, well, I must have started it over. And so just right away my mind went, oh, you started it over, so you must have picked the wrong one. But then I started going through it and thinking, no, I didn't start it over. I deleted that one and never started again. That was the original one. So how in the holy hell did I do my video like I've done it for years now, go on to download it and download the wrong one? Like that didn't make any sense, especially to go 2 back. I was like, okay, I don't know what the hell's going on. So anyways, I had to delete that one. So that's why I can't remember who it was who said something. Because when I deleted it, I didn't think about it. The comments went off. But it was like when I started the next one, it's like, well, I don't want people to keep watching this one and think like this is my one from today. This is 2 days old. You know, they could have seen it, but I was like, some of the people, I wonder if they're watching it and then it's just that they didn't see the one the other day. Because it took like 30 people before one came and told me, like, hey, this is your video from the other day. I was like, thanks, Jeremiah. Like, I had no idea. And then when I went on and looked, and it was like, oh, I should have noticed. It was like the same face. And then I could have seen the same numbers, but I wasn't even thinking that. So it's funny when mistakes happen, it gives you a whole new insight, a whole new thing to be aware of. Because now I'll be a lot more aware of things to look for when I'm downloading this one. It's just like the strangest thing. Because I kept thinking my message is messed up, but then it was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. How? Because when I finished the video, it's like it's the one that's there, and so then I can download it. So I was like, I don't know, it's weird. And so then also I saw this girl this morning. So when I went on the thing, because I had gotten up late. And then I was like, well, and I already had this other stuff on my mind. And, but I kind of, you know, I still want to go in and see, like, what's going on with the banks. Like, my deposit went in. My deposit went in, and I went and spent a lot of it real quick. Because that's what you got to do. It's going to, and it even made me think, like, could my bank already be on the quantum thing? Because all the weird stuff that's been going on at my bank, and that they did switch over, like, maybe my bank will be one of the other ones, like, because I had to get a new ATM card and stuff. Like, I have no idea. If it was, though, it probably would show up my that I had other money in there if it was a quantum account. So, but you have to go in the redemption centers. Like, I don't know. I just wish the show would start going a little bit faster. Because my mind's likes a mystery. It's trying to fill in the gaps all the time. It's like, it's exhausting. So, okay, so let me think for a second. Because I wanted to go in and see about the banks, or see, like, there's a bunch of earthquakes happening, like, and there was that big explosion in Texas and an earthquake, and there's there's been a bunch of earthquakes, like, over, like, by Indonesia and stuff. There's a lot of shit going on in the Congo. There's a lot of shit going on over in the Strip, of course. A lot of drama. To me, it just seems like it's everything. It's like a movie, but it's weird to be in the movie. In the part of the movie, you know, we're at the part that's like, it is, you know, so in the movie when everything just is like, oh, it's over. It's all gone. It's lost. It's like fucked. And then it's just a comeback, like, oh no, they did it, oh. That's what we're about to go through. And that is why it's going to be so intense, because it's going to be like, all is lost, but it's a comeback real quick. That's the flipping. That's when that's why we're not going off the cliff, because the universe is flipping the energy. It's just cosmic thing. It's just what happens. And so it's just the cycles. It's just cycles of positive, negative, and how it's pushing. Like, the negative pushed us into the positive. We'll go into the positive, but then the positive will end up pushing into the negative. And so it's just these cycles. It's just these cycles that go. And so, but now we're at this time where we're being pushed into the positive, thank God. And let's see, what was I going to say? Because there was something else about that. I don't know. But anyways, so we have all of this stuff happening. And I think this must be somebody on TikTok, because I have more comments on TikTok. More people talking to me on TikTok when I'm in comments. That is the one thing about TikTok, is that it's more interactive. I think that's why a lot of people like it, because you have a lot more interaction with people. But I like this one better, because this one is where I get to go deeper into talking about things. Like, on there, I feel like people are always, like, they don't get where I'm coming from or something. So anyways, I feel like this one, like, I don't know, I just like YouTube better. It's more, I don't know, I always like it better. And so, but I do like that part on there where people ask you questions and stuff, and you get to talk to them, and you get to either, sometimes you get to tell people something more logical, like if they're in a big fear, and you can help them out of that fear, or you can give them more information. There's so many people who are just so stuck in the dark, and so you can give them more information, because so many people think that we're just going into the dark, we're all going to die, and it's like, no, and death isn't real. God, I wish that is one thing. I'll be so glad when people figure out death is not real. God, it will really keep you from being in fear and being controlled. When you know that you are not, this isn't, you're in a dream. This isn't real. And so anyways, it's this woman. So when I went on to see the videos, I just saw these two real quick. This one was really, it was disgusting. It was the first one I saw too. I don't know. I just don't think this stuff, some of this stuff, I mean, like I watched Mel Brooks, but even when I watched Mel Brooks, I thought that this stuff was like, oh, that's inappropriate. That's not nice. Because, you know, you gotta, you know, I mean, we all have our different perspectives, but like I went to school with half black people, like not half black people, but the school was half black and half white. And there was probably, you know, some Mexicans in there too. So it was like, there definitely was, because there was, I just remember, because there was Gilda. And it seems that Gilda and Tina Darty, I think that and Gilda was a badass. She wasn't big like Tina Darty. Tina Darty was, fuck, she was big, man. And she was scary to other kids because she was big. She was a big girl. She had a big fro, big energy, big mad. She was, and it seemed like she wasn't somebody who would talk. She was somebody who just stared. She was intense, man. But Gilda, she was more of a wiry, and she had real curly hair too, but hers went out like this. And she was a badass, you know, she was a little bit bigger, like a little bit taller than some of the other girls. And but she was like their leader. She was like a total badass. She was definitely, you know, the leader in that group. And Tina was definitely the leader in that group. And I don't know. I don't know. We had cheerleaders. I don't even think that we ever even had a black cheerleader. Did we? Like, I'd have to get my yearbook out. Like, I don't think. Oh, there was a Mexican one. Because we were really good friends. Carolyn Galvez, I think her name was. So, but oh man, but probably the black girls didn't try out. The black girls did all the sports, boy, they were good at that. But women's sports hadn't taken off at that point. But yeah, they were definitely a lot more fit and stuff, you know. But like that one guy said, that trauma will make you grow faster, like it will make you mature faster. So, because when he said that at the end of the year, when his whole little white school had gone to the amusement park, and all the schools went though, and he said the black kids that came, he said they were like men. We were like little kids standing next to men. It was crazy. And there's a whole thing about the trauma and inner city lifestyle. It made them mature faster, made them grow up quicker and stuff. So they grew into men quicker because they had to. And so, I don't know. I mean, they definitely try and oppress and contain. Even in the containment, they still want more containment. And they're so against the dark people. Just makes me so angry. But so I already, I had tons of dark people that I knew and loved and stuff. So even seeing Mel Brooks or any of those kinds of things, I never was like funny to me about. I don't like race stuff. Like, this is where my kids try and say I'm racist. Like, you don't know me at all. Like, I fucking stood up for race long fucking time ago. I was like 10 years old. It's like, no, what the fuck? So, the very first video I saw, though, was this, it was a duet. So this woman is no, it wasn't a duet. I think she was, maybe she had a green screen, and so she's watching this video, though. So she's showing herself watching this video. And it's from 1998 or 1993, and it was, I was somewhere in the 90s, maybe between 3 and 8. Could have been 6. I don't know. Now I can't see the number right. But it was in the 90s, later 90s, where it was like, oh, man. But it's Howard Stern, and he's a blackface. In the darkest blackface you can imagine. It is so fucking, so belittling. It's so fucking rude. He's got as like shoe polish on his face or something. It's so fucking dark. And then it's just a circle. And then he's done this big circle right here of a white mouth. It's outrageous. And then he's talking in an accent, you know, in a dialect, and he's saying the N-word and stuff. And he's talking to, I don't know, probably one of his sidekick people. He has people on his show or something. Like, this must have been maybe when he had a show, because I think now he's just radio. I don't even know if he's still around. Like, I don't fucking know. I never liked Howard Stern. Like, this didn't make me start not liking him. I never liked him. I always thought he was rude as fuck. I just think he's obnoxious. I think he's disgusting. I think he's, I don't like him. Never liked him. And then his sidekick is pretending to be Whoopi. And he's got a mustache. And I don't know, he seemed to kind of, maybe he was darker. Like, he didn't put on a black face, and he was darker, but he was, I don't think he was I don't know, maybe it was a black guy pretending to be Whoopi and thought it was funny, because Howard was like, yeah, he doesn't care or something, or Whoopi doesn't care. And then so he's acting like this is Whoopi, and it is so, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. It was disgusting. And so I went in the comments and said, this is disgusting. Like, who thinks this is funny? And I mean, there's nothing funny about it. Like, I find it disgusting, like I've talked about it before in the movies. I think it is disgusting. Like, when I had said it before, I was talking about Renee Zellweger and her doing that movie of that killer lady. And then it made me bring up about, not Cameron Diaz, what is the other one? Charlize Theron? Isn't her name Theron? Charlize Theron. And her doing that other murderer girl, the Florida serial killer prostitute lady. And her doing her. And thinking about, like, you know, like, if you're a girl and a woman, a criminal or whatever, and this actress is gonna play her part, and you think, oh my God, they're gonna have this beautiful actress is gonna be playing me, and then they go in and they make the actress look horrible, and then the whole thing is about, like, you know, her having to transform into this hideous creature to play. It's like, oh my God. And especially when there's so many actresses that look like the people. Like, what is the fucking snub that you got to go find someone real pretty and then put on all this artificial shit on their face and try and make them look like this other person instead of just getting somebody that looks like them? And then in the movie we were watching yesterday, because this girl keeps being everywhere all of a sudden, and I've talked about her before. I've talked about her in the last couple days, because she was the one talking about the gold juice on Whitney's show. So she was in that movie yesterday that I watched, the Little Love Story one. And she's got like this really loud kind of voice, I think. Who knows? Maybe they told her she had to talk like that all the time. But she's like, I don't know, she's kind of small, and I don't know. Because they get these people to go on and stereotype and like play a hillbilly and then play it, you know, like it's the most stupid person. Because then that's how they get us to turn on other people, to think, well, those people are stupid. They put them in the movies to make us think they're stupid. And then you have these actors who are like all into it. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go in but they don't know what they're really doing to society. They're just trying to, you know, get a part, get an Oscar, be awarded because they played such a hard part, you know, and stuff like that. It's like they don't see what they're doing to society, of how people look at each other and treat each other. It's divisive to keep making people out to be less than and not worthy and stuff. So, you know, the programming is something everybody's got to get over. But to me, I can just see it so clearly, and it disgusts me. And, so what was I going to say about that one? But so I want to say something about this lady. So I saw the one video of that, and I was just like, oh my God, this is disgusting. And this is getting me off of what I have on my mind about these realities and stuff. So I kept seeing that, like my dream, and I had a bunch of things in my head. And so I was like, man, I don't know. So I went to the next one, and this one was a woman who I keep seeing, and I never listened to her video. And so I thought, well, okay, I've seen this video about 100 times, so I'll listen. And because the way she starts it, she's an activist in Texas on something. And so then I was just like, I don't want to hear politics. So I just went past it over and over and over. So this morning, it popped up again, so I listened. And it's disturbing. So she, the activism part it's that she's also a journalist, an independent journalist. And there's tons and tons of them. Because there was such so many were fired and kicked out because it's very controlled. The media is very controlled, and I think they're even putting like AI people or something. Like I don't know for sure that these are real people that they're putting on the news anymore. You know, maybe in local news, but I mean, why wouldn't they use CGI and shit? Why should they pay somebody? They can just get them to say whatever. If it's CGI, and then all they got to do is put a bunch of filter. I mean, they've got all the filters. Just make a filter person sitting up there, somebody that everybody wants to look at because she's so pretty. Listen to the news and be programmed. And the programming is such a fucking bullshit too. Because I fucking, you know, I put on the binary tune, whatever, my 7 hertz theta waves while I'm sleeping, and you know, it will bust through with a commercial, a real quick commercial. You can't skip it or anything. That is fucking subliminal programming. That should be fucking illegal as fuck. You're in your a certain brain thing, and then they start shooting in commercials into your brain. That's some fucking bullshit. And I must have been awake right when it did it, because, you know, still kept waking me up. So it must have woke up right when it did it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this is bullshit. And I already had said that. I already knew they were doing that. But yeah, they are doing that. You put that on YouTube, your tones, like I gotta figure out another way to get these tones. But you put those on, yeah, they'll bust through while your brain's in a certain state and put commercials in there. So fucking bullshit, man. So, okay, so let me think. So, because I wanted to tell about this lady. How did I all of a sudden end up on these tones? I don't remember. So this lady, she was saying, oh yeah, because the journalist, and because they had, oh yeah, okay, now I see. Okay, so so the journalist, because there's a few on TikTok that I follow, and they're all independent journalists, and they're out there trying to get the news. And there's one, this guy, keeps saying, now he's gone to pointing out where the media is lying. He's like, this headline doesn't match the story. This headline's misleading. So he's trying to show what's going on besides just telling news and trying to get real news instead of the lies that we're getting. So he's very active. I follow him. And this girl, like, I had never seen her before. So she is an independent journalist in Texas. And she's in South Texas. And so she's talking about Brownsville. This is scary, man. I'm telling you, this is fucking so scary. I can see if you're not aware and awake in this reality, you're a fucking victim, man. You got to be aware. You got to be on top of this shit. You got to know you're in hell when you're here. So this, so she's talking about across the border, the people who are in charge of the Strip, they have a training center on the other side of the border, just right over. So they're over there training, and then in the middle of the night, they'll cross over and do maneuvers and stuff. So I don't know, just like them pulling up videotaping, then going and telling the people like your maneuver is, figure out how you're going to get in there and stuff. How many doors, how many windows, where are you going, But mine's probably a realtor. But you can't put gang stalking past them because you're speaking out. The only thing I have on my side is there's so many people speaking out, and there's a lot more speaking way more direct than me. So my whole thing is about the healing and waking up and making your life better, like, because they want your life to suck. So but they don't want me to talk either, because I'd be allowed to fucking talk. But I know that it's the energy thing. Like when this energy turns the other way, that's the people who are like me, who are trying to help people to find their best selves. That is going to be what people are going to be looking for more. Right now, people are trying to understand, like, what the fuck is going on? And so it's just different things that people are looking at. But when things turn, that's when it's going to be different. So but I just want to say, I appreciate anybody telling me, like, anything I do on video, if I put on the wrong one, tell me right away. Like, remember, I have a brain injury. Like, I may seem like I've got it all going on, but sometimes I do get lost in there. Let me think for a sec. Okay, so the lady, so she's saying about this training center and stuff that's over there. So she did some sort of a report on it, and she has what is that called? Because that was in the movies and stuff. Your source? Yeah, I think that's what, because this is a big thing. Like, this is, anybody who's back from, like, Watergate times, you remember the battles over some of these, like, source, like, there was a whole thing that went on. I don't even remember. It was something with a media person who wouldn't divulge their source on some big thing, a big scandal like Watergate or something like that. Like, I was pretty young, but I just remember this being a thing about this source, and I think they even made a movie about it. But so her source over here, who's giving her information, she totally trusts him and whatnot, and she said that they also said, so the people who are their most valuable to these people, who what are they called now? Not the harvesters, the traffic, the people in charge of the traffic. The most valuable ones to them are pregnant. And you want to know why? Because she said this is all over the place. Like, this is so disgusting. Like, just prepare yourself, because this is gross. So they get these girls, they'll kidnap these girls, and then they'll take them, and they cut open their bellies, take the baby out, and then they fill their bellies full of drugs. And I had seen this like a long, long time ago, because this was a case that I had heard about. Maybe it was when I was living in Texas, and that's why I heard about it. It was, but I don't know. It could have been when I was living in California. And I'm still close to the border then, so it would have been on local news then too. But I just remember it being one of the busts that happened was they were going through the border, and there was two people in the car, and there was a kid in the back laying down like under a blanket. And I don't know, they were suspicious, I guess, because then they made the kid get up, but the kid was dead, and it was just cut open and filled with drugs. So that's what they're doing with these girls. Like, a pregnant girl is the most in danger, this lady was saying, is the most in danger. That's their hot ticket, because they want to take, and she said there's just dead babies, they just take them out and throw them on the ground. She said there's just, her source said that there's just a dead baby scattered around on the ground and shit. And so, they're stealing lots of little Mexican girls, lots of little pregnant Mexican girls too. It's not just white girls, because I guess probably it would make more sense if you're a Mexican family crossing out from the border, that you would have a Mexican wife who's pregnant. So the Mexican girls are the most at risk, I think, for this, unless they have a white person who is also crossing the border, bringing this stuff over. But they have all these other ways to do it too. It's wacky, man. Because they can go through the tunnels. But maybe they've got all the tunnels closed off now. Maybe the tunnels are really a lot more contained. But so she said it's really bad, that her source said there's just dead babies. It's disgusting. And so she had reported on this. And so the FBI showed up at her house. And so she has her doorbell camera. And you see the 2 FBI agents out there knocking and knocking and knocking. And so nobody was home, and so they left. And so then she started getting calls on her phone. And she said, they don't have my phone number. See, that's what I said. When the Secret Service showed up here, it was like wasn't within minutes, but it was definitely within hours. Within hours of a tweet that they can find out who I am, where I live, and show the fuck up here. They got me on the fucking appointment list. Like, it was intense, man. I was like, what the fuck? Like, so you're not as, I think people think like they're out there saying names that aren't their real name. You think they can't, it's by our IP address. They can zone in on it. They can fucking track us by finding our location. And they've got access to, you know, our phone numbers, our address, everything. So she starts getting these phone calls, and it just keeps being one. She showed her thing, her log, and it was FBI, 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 kept calling her and calling her. So finally she answered, and they started saying that they wanted to know her source. And she said, I'm not giving you my source. And they kept saying, well, we need to know, this is a big problem. And they're leaking out information and stuff. And, or giving misinformation or something, you know, some bullshit. And she's like, I'm not giving you my source. And so now that she is going against them, now she's being harassed by the FBI. And they're showing up, they're harassing her family. I mean, that is where you are at risk, you know, because if they can't control and contain you, and you're sitting there spreading stuff that they don't want out there, they'll fucking blow your goddamn house up. They don't give a fuck. They'll blow you, your kids up. They don't give a fuck. They're trying to keep a fucking secret. And so, a secret of the containment center, where we're all contained. So they got to keep that in a secret. So, anyways, now that, to me, yeah, that lady's at risk. Like, that is scary. Because the FBI will, you know, wipe you out. They don't care. And so she knows that, and she said that, and I don't know. I mean, if that was happening with my family, I would feel like I needed to go in hiding, and that's pretty sad. You know, these 3-letter agencies are supposed to be there to protect us, and they're supposedly there watching over us and keeping us safe. No, it's the opposite. And so much information's been coming out about that, anyways. I mean, there's been FBI people being arrested, all sorts of shit going on, like with that. Like all of the corruption and stuff is all coming to the surface. It's like so slow on the fucking play out, man. So, I mean, there was part of me just wanted my deposit to not work. Wanted it to just be like, have my bank go down. Just have all these banks go down. So it seems, again, like they're missing these really big ones go down to get people's attention. But all the ones are going down. I'm sure there's a lot of little local ones that are going down too. But somebody had said in the comments, like, the smallest banks will be the last ones to go. They'll, you know, the biggest ones will be is Wells Fargo. And I don't know why I'm so wheezy. It is raining. It's fucking just all of a sudden start raining again. I can hear a wheeze in my chest. So, anyways, but it is raining again, and then Stella did start being so sore again. So she was up all night long. I swear to God, in the past couple days, I've gone through like a bottle of medicine a day. It's like, fuck, man. But she just keeps being uncomfortable. And I know the rain does it. And then she needs the perfect, she needs the perfect environment. Like we all do. We all need a fucking environment where we can thrive, you know? Where we can feel good, that matches us. And you know, this one is just utter chaos that we're in. It's just chaos, but it's like the chaos has to happen. It's like we have to go through the storm so that we can see like where we land and pick up the pieces and put it all back together. But the storm has to go, and the storm's going to take out all of the, it's going to take out, like when a storm comes in and it goes through a forest, and knocks down all the dead branches, dead trees, everything that is no longer thriving. So you think about the micro, macro. So it'd be the same thing. The souls that aren't thriving, the souls that are not growing and healing and stuff, that they'll just start falling away because they can't match the energy. As the energy on the planet is changing, because it has to change to go into the light. We have to shed the dark to be in the light. So we're in the shedding of the darkness. Whatever darkness you carried inside of you has to be shedded out of you. You have to release it. You have to, face it. You have to look at, what did I do? Why did I do this? And all of that. So it's, you're shedding your old self. It's such a transition. It's so much like a snake and taking off its old skin, and the new snake comes out, and the new snake gets to go have a whole new experience with its old skin. The old self is gone. It's it's dead. It's already gone. And so it's like letting go of your old self, letting go of who you used to be, who you were, so that you can become who you're meant to be. Who you're meant to be is, shining star. Just like in that movie, Everything Everywhere or something, I think it's called. How she needed to choose the timeline. You got to choose your best self. You got to choose your best version. You got to keep shedding the old parts of yourself, the old parts of yourself that don't work anymore, that you have to just face your own darkness to let it go. And so, all this shedding is happening, is moving us into the light. Like where that one girl was like, she's the yoga one, the one that was all about just go out and get revenge. It's a full moon, go out and get revenge. I was like, what spiritual person would ever say that? Like, how strange. Like, if you're a spiritual person, you know that the universe has got it. You don't have to go get revenge. You don't have to do shit. Then you're setting yourself up for your own bad karma, because once they've put the action in place, they have to fix the action. There's nothing that I need to do. The universe has got your back. It's just the way it goes. You just have no choice. Whatever you put out of balance, you have to put in balance. Whoever harms you, they have to put it back in balance. They have to go through a lot of trauma. They have to go through a lot of stuff. Like, that's why it's best not to do harmful things, because harmful things come back to you. So you got to really be, it's the whole thing with knowing your energy, knowing how to direct it, knowing how to stay in the light, even when the dark is nipping at your ankles, pulling you, trying to pull you in. You got to keep your sight on the light. But so many people, this place has been so dark for so long. It's been since I was born, it's been a constant descent of going into the dark. And then I knew, it was like my guides would be telling me and stuff, this stuff has to play out. It has to, because I would be so confused, man. And I would try and tell people, and there's just so much stuff that had to play out. So much hate and anger, and so much to me about just this what is that called? It's like self-abuse. Like, just to live in a world where everybody hates themselves. And so everybody just lives toxic. Everybody hates themselves. Everybody hates everybody else. Everybody lies, manipulates. It's just a world full of just, it's just so toxic. Micro, macro. It's so toxic, so artificial, so full of chemicals. And everything represents itself. So all the same darkness, it's everywhere, And so Let me think what I was going to say. So the darkness, will constantly try and pull you in to keep you, because the darkness has reign in this vibration. So they can be in there just whispering and whispering and whispering, but you got to have mind control. You got to have discernment. You got to, you got to start acknowledging the conversation and start picking through who you want to hear. You got to start realizing there's more going on in here. It's not just your thoughts. It's a receiver and a processor. You're receiving information and impulses from the universe, and it's all dependent on where you have your energy. So if your frequency is really low, you're getting a lot of negative stuff. If it's high, then you're getting more positive. And you got to pull yourself into the high. Like, go out and fucking scream and yell at the fucking birds. Like, I was yelling in the car and screaming. I was yelling, I love you to all the people as I drive through their neighborhoods, yelling, just really trying to bring that energy in of love and joy and happiness. And it will reverberate out. Like, it can seem like nutty and crazy, but when you go in there, you're just all crazy for love. That is going out. It's flowing, man. And so, I'm driving in the car crazy for love. I'm telling love. And then it's like, it's all going out. It really is going out. Like, people, that love is going out. I don't know if it's going out in little bubbles, and this is great, like I'm fumigating with love. I'm just spraying it out there. And then you walk through it, and it's like, well, I just felt love for a second. Oh, I want to feel that again. Gosh, I really love so-and-so. I love my dog. I love, you just, and then people don't think of like where they think, where did that come from? I don't know. It's like, because there's energy all around us. And I'll tell you too, another thing is, like, anyone who's trying to heal with a lot of different people and a lot of different energies in the house, more power to you, because it's fucking, like, it's intense having other people's energies and stuff. So, really think about taking some time out for yourself. I feel so fortunate that it was, like, the universe put me out in a place on my own to go through this time of growth and healing. Like, I just feel so fortunate about that. I feel like, it does make me feel like a Viking warrior. I went out in the forest. I made it through a winter. I killed a bear with my bare hands, I fucking did it all by myself. Like, I fucking, it is kind of like, it teaches you don't need anything. You don't need anybody else. You don't need the stuff that they have to offer. Like, you're so much more capable than you realize. When you're pushed to see how capable you are, you find out, like, fuck, I can do some shit, man. I can figure some shit out. But you have to be pushed into that. People aren't just sitting there all cozy and comfy thinking, I'm gonna go push myself hard today and so I make myself do something that I don't want to do. No. But when the universe gives you this time to step up and you step into it and you do, then you do feel like, fuck, I'm a badass. I'm a fucking warrior. Like, I can get through some shit. But that's when you start realizing, like, oh my gosh, I'm an eternal being. I'm a warrior. I am what makes the universe. I am the universe. The universe, it could exist without me because there's all of you. But, I still have a big role too. We all have a role. We all are, like, one cell out of my body may not be noticeable, but they all matter. So we got to think about how we all have importance. And so, and that one yoga girl, she was just like, to have the world change and we're supposed to change. I'm not going to do that. I'm supposed to change so the whole world changes. Like, I'm supposed to just expect everybody else is going to change. No, that's stupid. It's like, there's just so many people who just don't understand spirituality, who are out there speaking about it. It's just, that's misinformation. That's disinformation. That's just people speaking about things they don't know about. Because, yeah, that is. When we each individually take responsibility for what we want, and we all individually heal and live in a more, less toxic way, then yeah, the world changes. And yeah, I know that it's like a 100th monkey. Once one person starts doing it, it just starts going. It'll just keep going. And so yeah, that energy needs to stay at the surface. That's like running around saying, love you, love you, love you, is to stay in that, to get people to understand, yeah, you purpose, you have important. It's important for you to heal. It's important for you to bring that energy into our civilization. That's what moves us forward. It ends. The darkness ends. It's ending. It's like the dark ends, so the light begins, and the light is going to be everything. So that is going to be all the changes that we want, all the changes that we're looking for is in the light. And so, but we have to each individually bring the light in if we want to be in the light. The light's not going to just, like how these people think, well, you just sit back and just ignore everything and it just happens automatically. No, it doesn't. It's not going to happen automatically. These people who think like the ascension is just ascending them into this new world, this new existence of self, and it's not. It is a work plan. You have to do it. You have to save yourself. There's no savior coming. And it's real funny how that's such a thing on our place right now, Trump's gonna save us. The vote's gonna save us. The fucking Jesus is gonna save us. All these people just sitting back waiting for a savior. And then these spiritual people just blows my mind. When they're like, well, it's the ascension. You have these symptoms because you're ascending. You're not ascending unless you're healing. That's just fact. There's no ascension unless you're healing. You're letting go of the dark and moving into the light. That's ascending. Just sitting there and doing nothing and just experiencing as the planet is in this chaos, that's just, and then to be blind to the experience, to just sit there and go like, I can't look, I gotta just think of love, 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 love. No, you gotta realize what's happening on the planet. You gotta see the pain, you gotta see the suffering, you gotta see it all. It's the seeing it. It's us seeing it, seeing the experience and understanding it is what outrages us so much that we change it. That's the change. And these people want to bypass all this stuff. They want to skip it. They want to pretend like, just don't look. Just ignore the things you don't like. Pretend like it's not happening. Okay, that's, you can keep yourself trapped in hell doing that, but I'm gonna fucking see, like, fuck, I'm in hell. This is hell. This is not where I want to be. I want out of this fucking place. That's the ascension. That's you making the changes. That's you picking the timeline. Well, I want this one over here. I want this one where I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm moving into that one. And right now we have this availability. The whole universe is opening up. These two tunnels, these two opportunities. You can go towards the dark or you can go towards the light. And so, and I think most people are going to go towards the light once they see, once they understand. But that's why when the lights come on, when this event happens, which, we got to be close. It just gets so close. This is what's so weird is when you know something's coming. You know it's up there, but you don't know when, and you're going through the experience, but you know it's right there. It's like it's trippy because I have more than just that. I have a bunch of things that I've been shown. And so it's very trippy because you don't know when it is. You just know it's there. And so you're just going towards it. And so, but when the event happens, whatever this event that's going to turn everything the other direction, then it's going to be, that's when the lights come on. That's when people are going to feel like, if you're looking for your phone, it's over on the table.
Yeah, I was waiting. I don't want to walk in on
Oh, okay. Well, I'm almost done. So the light. So when the lights come on, that is when everybody's going to feel exposed and naked because their darkness is going to show. And that's when they're going to want to really heal, really let go of shit, really like, what the fuck? Just like the lady, the bold glamour lady, she's so in the negative, and she just has no idea. It's so trippy when you see these people and they're just dug into the negative, into the dark, and they just don't know. They're just like, come on guys, we'll make this darkness work for us. I was like, we'll join in. We'll just go and we'll just put all our money into war too. Fuck it. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, it's mental, I'm telling you. Because when the lights come on, it's going to be very exposing. It's going to be like standing naked and fucking with everybody watching you. That's how it's going to feel to people. They're going to feel so exposed because, you know, most people are trying to hide their dark. You know, and it's just such an acceptable place to have darkness. And then even if your soul, the light part of you, was not wanting the dark, you would be shamed. Like I had to go through so much shame and bullying through my life over my view of life, my view of things. And, you know, because everybody in the dark. And they all like it in the dark. And it's like, God, what's wrong with you, you weirdo? It's like, yeah, but why can't you guys see? Like, I don't get it. Like, doesn't your soul? I can't tell you how many times I would say, well, what do they tell you? And it's just weird because I've had just such strong guidance through my whole life. And I always thought everybody else did. So it was always very confusing to me because, you know, they tell me like it's obvious to me things. And there's just so many things where people just don't see it. And they just stay in the dark and just want everybody else in the dark with them. But anyways, you know, all these different things happening in the universe keeps promoting people to either dark to come up so that they have to face it. And then, so there's already people, like I said, there's so many people who have been healing through this that aren't awake. So they've been doing their healing, but they're not awake yet to what this world really is. But so when the thing, it's weird too to see how some of these people are pushing right up to that. That's why I said it's going to be so significant. When the lights come on, you watch, it's going to be so fucking significant. It's going to be outrageous. It's going to be intense, I think. Because there's going to be just so many people. Because there's so many people who think they're awake who aren't awake. Like these spiritual people. Like, don't pay any attention. Like, you don't understand spirituality. And what have you even studied about it? Like, it's weird. And then, so all these spiritual people who think they're so awake and stuff who aren't awake. Because they don't understand anything what's going on. They don't it's just weird. And then, so that's where, you know, you got to see when the lights come on. Even the people who are out there trying to lead people towards their ascension, they're asleep. So it's going to be impactful. And there's going to be a lot of people have been following a lot of these people who are going to be as impacted. And so, you know, and hopefully I haven't impacted anybody in the wrong way. If I have, I'll apologize now. If I've been leading anybody in the wrong direction, you know, when the lights come on, we'll all see our own truth. And there will be no hiding from it, no denying it. Everybody's all like, we need the truth out. But they don't have any idea. The truth that you're going to be impacted with is your truth. Your truth is going to be the truth that is going to be, the truth's coming, but people just don't get how it's coming in. So, Jackaroo, got a lot of names for him now. Let me think for a sec. Jackaroo, he's a space invader. He thinks your space is his space. And he's a fucking kangaroo too. He just jumps around like he's wild, man. So many times that Stella will just look over at me like, and then she'll look at him and then she'll look at me. It's like, oh, you want a friend. He's not going to stay this rotten forever. He's just a puppy. He's just a wild little puppy. And, you know, we just got him after he had a few months of bad behavior. Dude, you don't eat every fucking thing. Like, just eat everything. Just eat anything. Eat this, eat that. Let me eat your fingers for a while. You've got a million toys, and he tears the toys up everywhere. Oh my God, he turns it into he doesn't eat the toys, but he takes his little nose and he digs in there with his little teeth, and he pulls out all the stuffing out of all of the toys. So there's just stuffing everywhere, and all the toys are becoming flattened. But he doesn't eat the toys. He really enjoys just pulling stuffing out. Yesterday, he really thought he scored because he found a little sound maker. And he was real mad when I took that away from him. He was like, fuck, I worked hard to get this thing. Now you're taking it? I put it over there. And he just stands up. He thinks he can do whatever the hell he wants. So he just goes over and stands up, is trying to get it. He'll sneak in the kitchen. Oh, stand up on the counter, try and get stuff. I think he went in there yesterday. He sneaks over there. I think he was licking my fucking butter dish. I gotta wash that off now, his little tongue, as he licks a lot of gross stuff. So, okay, let me think. Was there anything else? So, whatever. We're so close to this flipping. Like, you can just, it's, and I got to bank on that shit. Like, when they're coming so at me about because it's the corporation, is these money people, and one plus to know, it's like there's some sort of statistic in this quarter, this last 3 months of this year of 2023, the numbers of houses that are being foreclosed on is astronomical. Like, I thought there was a lot last year. No, it's astronomical. I thought there was a lot in 2008 when they went on that house taking away binge, when I lost mine way back then. But now though, it's like half the people, or because there's so much problems with jobs and stuff. And then the people who have jobs, they're just so dedicated to getting to work because they don't want to lose their house. So they just go dig deeper into the system. Because they was like, well, I don't want to lose this, that. And it's like, you guys got to see, losing your house is leaving the system. The system keeps you trapped with all their little fucking trinkets. You got to be willing to lose it all. You got to be willing your freedom has got to override all things. And I am willing to lose it all. I'm willing to, me and Stella can go walk. I'll drag my suitcase with my favorite dresses. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have my freedom. I'll go live in a cave. There's more people now trying to get that fucking cave in Oregon. And this one guy got a good shot. It definitely does look like, it's weird too, because even when you are standing back and you're looking up towards this door, there's this big door on the side of this mountain. And the one guy who had seen it first saw the door shut. And then he saw the face peering out the little window, because it's got like this little window thing. And he saw this, but the door is huge. I mean, it's huge. It's not like a door we'd fit in. I mean, we could obviously fit in it because it's huge, but it's way bigger than the door we would need. And so he could see the face looking at him. And so this other guy, he's out there and he was getting footage, and the door's shut, but you could see the window over it. But the weird thing about it was that the side of the mountain looked like a giant face. It's like the side of the mountain looked like a profile of a nose and an eye. I was like, oh, man, that's trippy. Because there's so much of our mountains and stuff. So much of, I mean, even where they're saying like Hawaii was a giant. It's like, fuck. When you see like how, if you watch any of the flat earth stuff and you see about all of these mountains that are flat on the top that are really trees. So when you think about how fucking big that tree had to be to have the base of it be that big, then where it would like take a few hours for us to drive across probably is, I don't know really if it would take that long, but they're huge. And a lot of them are national forest, or, this is a national mountain range. I don't know. They're bullshit to just, it's just a lot of bullshit. And but if you think about that was the trees, how fucking giant those trees were. And then they talk about when it was crystalline based, everything was giant. So the people were so huge that it'll be able to lay down and become a land mass, to be able to lay down and become a mountain range. There's so much footage now. If you go out and see all of these different things that people are showing, it does look like petrified people. And there's a whole thing about the Himalayan salt and stuff. these big salt things. This is really kind of gross, so if you haven't seen it, so they show like how it is inside of our body with the stuff. Then they show the stuff on the ground, how it matches the exact same thing. And so it's like they're taking out this, I'm pretty sure it's the Himalayan salt, but I don't know, you'd have to go look, but it's something like that. They're taking this out, but it's really out of this other body. It's like a preserved body. So we're taking this stuff from, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff when you get into the giant stuff. If you get into the giants, the hidden history, the maps, all that stuff, the flat earth stuff, that stuff to me is so interesting. But that's where you start really seeing like, oh man, they have lied. Like there's so many more people now. I can't believe how many people I'm like, I never thought I'd say it. Never thought I'd say it, but the earth's flat. All these people, because they used to, everybody would argue. As soon as you came out and said the earth's flat and there's a firmament, and they would all lose their fucking minds and think you're so stupid and so crazy. Now everybody's like, it's a firmament and we're under, everybody's starting to see like, we're contained, we're in a habitat. What's happening? We're not out spinning in space. No, we're in a controlled habitat. So anyways, the monkeys are breaking free from the lab, I'll tell you. It's the breakout. But the lights are going to come on in the lab and show everybody where they've been. So, and it's coming on slowly. It's like they're flickering the switch. It's like so much stuff being leaked out. It's crazy. So much information coming out all the time. So, you know, we're close. That's all I can say. Every day, it's like, it could be today. It could be today. Anything could happen. Anything could happen today. And today's Friday the 10th, which there's a lot of people saying that I don't know. I can't even keep up. It was just like, as soon as the date passes, it's just a whole nother thing with a whole nother date comes up. And I don't remember what the one is about this one. Dude, you don't stop. I don't remember what it is about this one, but then tomorrow is a whole nother one, because then that starts the whole 11/11 portal, and then you got the astrologers telling you all this stuff about the moon and the sun and what the energy is and all that. But then to me, it's like, well, if the moon and the sun aren't even where they're supposed to be, so like, I don't know. The whole thing's just chaos. It's just chaos. But anyways, I find this stuff interesting about the giants. Oh, you know where my mind is. It's like, power on. So the giants, the hidden history, and all that stuff. So, and the flat earth. Like, if you haven't looked into that stuff, I say go look into it. It's very mind-opening. And there's some... Oh my God, he just starts trying to eat my thing. See, he's a troublemaker all the time. Dude, will you stop? Okay, so anyways, I gotta go tend to the brood, go do my thing, get this day started, get the party started, and let's hope that let's hope that this is finally the finale, like shit goes down, like fuck, I hope. But even if they do close all these banks down, like they kept saying, they'll close the banks on a Friday, but nobody will know till on Monday. So, but there should be a lot of shit that would go on the weekend anyways. But I would think there's going to be more stuff this weekend. Oh, yeah. That's another one of the things. Another one of the dates is coming up. Because people are saying that the same group I was talking about that's right over the border, that also runs the strip, that they have, I don't know, but they threw the flag up of open the purge up, I guess, for this weekend or something. So there's a lot of people who watch that stuff who are expecting, because there's a huge amount of people who are real focused on all the migrants, all the people here, and they're always reporting about what's going on with that. But so there's a whole thing about this weekend or something. They're expecting a ton of violence, that has been opened up, that there's going to, it's like, I don't even know how it's said or whatever. If it was some leader who came out and said, you know, we got to do this, but, you know, I mean, they hate Americans. And then it's also weird is like you have these people who are very un-American. They are anti-America, and they're out there marching with these people, and these people are going and putting their flag down on the Capitol and stuff. It's like, do you guys know what's going on here? Like, do you guys know, like, you are part of, now you are, like, treasonous to your own country? You've gone against, you're going with this flag, that's trying to take stake over here. Like, you're on that side. Like, do y'all get it? And do y'all get, like, these people over here that you're marching with, that they don't like you, that they're using you? Like, do you get that part yet? It's like, god damn. But there's so much of that stuff coming out. Like, I like the people who, the young SJWs, their heads have got to be spinning. Like, it's coming so fast, like, boop, 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 boop. It's like, you got to be like, well, in this one, no, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, they can't even know what to think anymore. Well, we can't go that way, we can't go that way. So they're probably all spinning out. It's like, you got to just let go. You got to let go. Anything you hold on to is going to be ripped out of your hands. You got to let go, let go, let go, let God, and find yourself and who you are without all of the fucking bullshit. You know, that's what's important. You gotta let go of the bullshit and figure out who you are. So, anyways, we'll get this day going and stay safe. It seems like this weekend's gonna be wild, but, you know, I'll be here tomorrow talking us through it. I'll just talk about whatever. So, anyways, have a good day and stay safe. And, you know, I'll be hoping your bank crashes today. Sorry. Talk to you later. Bye.